Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. I am Simply G, and today I'm going to be talking about my first impressions on the new series Phantom Tales of the Night by Matsuri. This is a Yen Press release and one that I was highly anticipating, and spoilers, it did not disappoint. I didn't really know anything about this manga when it was licensed aside from the title and the cover, and really this cover is just amazing. I love it. It's one that definitely sets the atmosphere for the manga as a whole, and it really drew me into the story. Now, this is the sort of episodic story type of manga where we have an innkeeper who is very clearly not a human, who provides shelter at his inn for various individuals, and also through that grants them a wish in exchange for their deepest, darkest secret, or just a secret in general that nobody knows. But, like is expected, he's not really this wonderful, maker of dreams, of granting wishes that are going to come out oh so perfectly. It's definitely sort of a monkey paw type of situation. You get what you wished for, but not in the way that you wanted or expected. And our main character, the innkeeper, is very, I love his type of character, this inhuman sort of, I don't want to say demon because I'm not quite sure if that's really what he is. He's definitely non-human though, and his curiosity in humanity, his not really understanding the various emotions of people, and thus not really having sympathy for their plight. I find that sort of yokai-ish manga is really interesting. I love stories like Mushishi and Natsume, as you guys know very much, but this really isn't one of those stories. This reminds me a lot more of something like Holic, or the Pet Shop of Horrors, or Little Pet Shop of whatever that series is, in where it's sort of a twisted fairy tale, bad things are gonna happen type of story, and I absolutely loved it. This is, really, really strong. I had very high expectations for it, despite not really knowing much about it, and it did not disappoint. Our innkeeper also has two associates or bodyguards or whatever, one called Spider, the other called Butterfly, who you can probably infer are those things, and they have powers relating to that. We have a chapter dedicated to each of them as well, and the various people that they interact with. We also have a chapter with Spider, sort of very notably within it, about, it's a larger plot line that I'm sure we'll see more of coming to the fore in future volumes, because it was quite a prolific part of this volume. It is episodic chapter to chapter, but there is sort of a ongoing storyline as well between this innkeeper and then a family of, I want to say, sorcerer is not quite the right word, but like a spiritualist, someone who actively fights against these types of yokai or types of individuals, phenomena, and whose family has been fighting against the innkeeper for generations. And a curse that this individual puts on or sends to him. It's really, really, really good. And we'd also have Sasaki, is a character in the first chapter who shows up again later in the book. I'm not sure if we'll see him again and again throughout the series, but he definitely has established himself in this book as a recurring character. But a lot of the other characters or situations are sort of one and dones. The type of you wish for something incredibly selfish, or maybe not selfish at all, but wishing for things and being wanting to change fate or whatever is inherently problematic in a lot of these types of stories. So if you change something, you're prepared to bear the consequences, and a lot of times those consequences are not what you expect. Yeah, it's sort of the genie rule. You get a set amount of wishes and you got to be really specific, or else things are not gonna turn out good for you. And as always, nobody's very specific with their wishes. They or it's always able to be twisted so that the wish granter is in the powerful position and can take advantage of this wish wanter. It's very, very good. As I said, it's sort of eerie and a bit creepy, and definitely one that isn't like feel good and warm and fuzzy. If you enjoy the sort of more twisted horror of titles that I already mentioned, then check this one out. It definitely reminds me of Pet Shop of Horrors, as I said. Even things like Blackjack or Frankenfran, there's an element of this. We can grant you your wish. We can grant you the thing you've always wanted. Oh, but you know, you may become a horrible monster because of it. There's a lot of that. So yeah, it's one that I can definitely recommend to people who like that sort of thing. And also, I need to show you inside. The artwork is beautiful. Okay, first of all, look at these color pages here. Oh my god, so beautiful. But I also really like it's got a really lovely art style. I adore it, and I love the use of blacks. It's very heavy-handed, but in a very purposeful way, and the atmosphere is just impeccable. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've read a series like this one, especially in manga, so it's really nice having this new one coming out to enjoy, and I look forward to something that I feel has a somewhat similar premise with Ghost Tales. I just like these types of manga a lot, so this is definitely a winner in my book, and I cannot wait for volume 2.